welcome back to the shed. As promised, when I restarted this channel, I said there was going to be some travel as well as all the other stuff. And if you live in the UK, as I do, you'll probably be just as sick as me of this weather. That we've had nothing that resembles a spring or, thus far, a summer. We've had loads of rain, cold temperatures, and it's just been awful. So I'm out of here. I'm off to find somewhere nice and warm, good food and drink, nice people, make some friends, see some sights, and just have a good time for a week. And you're welcome to come along if you want to see what I get up to. I just got to put all my shades on because I know there's going to be some sun there, and hat to stop my head burning. Let's go. I think this will do very nicely. Well, that'll do. A nice sunny sort of 30-ish degrees is going down very nicely compared to what we've been used to in the UK. I'm sure some of you can guess where I come from the cars in the background and whatnot, but yeah, I've come to the States, more specifically New Jersey, just across the Hudson from New York. So I flew into JFK yesterday and haven't really done anything yet. Had mobile phone problems. Don't go with the roaming, by the way. Had mobile phone problems this morning, so just got out and about, going to get some breakfast, hopefully some pancakes, and go for an explore. But yeah, it's my first trip to the States, and it's cool. It's just like being in a film. This just feels so. It feels like somewhere I've been coming for years because everything just looks so familiar, but not, if that makes sense. Yeah, really weird. So I packed a light on the plane, so I didn't have to pay extra for baggage. So there's some stuff I need to go and buy, some essentials, go and get them first, get some breakfast, and then head over into the Big Apple and see what we can do. I've just bought a unlimited pass for 4 days, but because I've eaten into today's day, I don't want to trigger it now and then so only get like 3.5 days. So I'll do free stuff today and then use the pass to go and do some stuff tomorrow. So now, like I said, this is my first trip to the States, and I've always wanted to come here, but I've been seriously toying with the idea on and off for the past sort of few months. And so a few months ago I did my ESTA application, which is like so you don't have to get a visa, you do like an application online and pay like 20 quid or something, so you can it makes it a bit easier to get in. Just on a side note, take a look at that wiring, holy F. Just notice all the little differences.
It's the little differences.
But yeah, so I did the ESTA thing and got through customs okay, despite all the scaremongering that everyone who's been here before was trying to do for me. But yeah, I wanted to come here for ages. So I used my trick that I used last year when I went away and got onto Google Flights to look up cheap flights, and believe it or not, the single trip out here to JFK from Gatwick, originally when I first looked it up, was £159 for a nigh on 8-hour flight, which to my mind is a bargain. But because I dilly-dallied around and didn't get it booked straight away, it actually turned out to be a £280 flight, which is not quite so good, but still cheap in my book. So all in all, I think return flights worked out to be about 520 quid. So so not bad at all. And but of course, yeah, all the other expenditure that's going to go on when I'm here is going to be significant, but you can't come here and penny pinch, so we'll try and do a few worthwhile things, and I'll try and show me as best I can. Now I'm just looking for Lidl, and it should be here somewhere, but I'm gonna have to get back onto Google Maps. But yeah, it's just like being in the films. I'll tell you the one thing that's less American than I thought it was going to be is the cars. Like, a lot of the modern cars just look really European. Obviously there are like great big American things everywhere still, but like a lot of films you've grown up watching are obviously out of date now in the 90s and stuff, so the really big old barges and stuff don't really exist so much anymore. And yeah, they're much more European now than they ever have been. A few BMWs as well, nice little E46. Well, here we are, I found it. It was just around the corner. Let's see what an American Lidl has to offer. Dunkin' Donuts. Nice, have to give them a whirl. So much space everywhere. Look at the car park. Massive. I bought a strap mount for my backpack so I don't have to hold this camera everywhere and put people off that I'm recording. I'll do it on the slide, so I'll stick it on there and we'll go and have a look around. See if they've got a decent bakery in here. Oh, they have got a bakery as well. Oh, it's totally standard. It's like being back in Monmouth, apart from a multi-seed croissant. What the hell's that? Get something in case I need a snack later. There's another thing that sells here in America. A bottle of water costs more than a bottle of Coke. Woof. Woof. Well, that was a bit of fun. Got a few essentials. Although this pretzel's a bit disappointing. But you can see how close we are to New York with the high-rise buildings just over there. Well, there you go. Look at that for a view. For those that aren't familiar with the geography around here, which I wasn't until most recently, this is New Jersey, that's New York. That's two different states, separated by the Hudson River, made famous in recent years by Tom Cruise, aka Captain Sully, who landed a plane on it. But yeah, that's basically the island of Manhattan that we're looking at over there, which is what most people associate with when they think about New York. So down that end, I don't know what that bridge is over there. I think that's, you're looking down towards Staten Island. Statue of Liberty is just out of sight to the right hand side. The tallest tower you can see in this area down here is the One World Trade Center, I think. This very spot actually would have been a classic place for shooting film scenes of the New York cityscape, and that part of the scene down there is what would have housed the two World Trade Center towers. And then, so that's what they call downtown New York. Then this is midtown, and then uptown. So that's up to areas like Harlem. Central Park is up that area. And yeah, all the other stuff happens in the middle. So you can see the Empire State Building over here with the spike on top of it. The white shed looking thing over there is, that you might be able to just make out, is the USS Intrepid aircraft carrier, and just to the left of it, down on the quayside there, is a white bit, and that's a Concorde. So we'll go and have a look around that. That's included in my pass. Almost directly under where I'm standing is a road tunnel, which is really annoying, because when I looked on Google Maps, when I booked this accommodation, it looked like a bridge that I could walk over, but I can't. And you can see there aren't really many other options for bridges. So the two options are the ferry that you can see at the terminals over there, and I got that over last night, but that's $10 each way, so that's going to get very expensive. Or to go and try and find a bus to go down through said tunnel and go from there. So I think that's what we're going to try and do now. Well, here we are. We've made it across the Hudson, or to be more specific, under the Hudson. Finally managed to catch a bus, because it turns out that New York bus drivers apparently like to drive past bus stops full of people. So it took a few attempts, but here we are in what is apparently the biggest and busiest bus terminal in the world. You'd be forgiven to think it was a shopping centre, not a bus terminal, but apparently that's what it is. Now tell me that ain't a classic New York City street. You wouldn't have to be told where you were to know where you were, if you know what I mean. How cool is that? Oh, the times. Right, I've added a load of pinpoints on my Google Maps of the things that I want to see. There's a couple close by, Times Square and Broadway, so we're just going to walk to them and then get the subway later for the ones that are a bit further away. Nice little X3 there. One of the most famous landmarks in New York, Times Square, which I learnt this week is Times Square, not Times Square. I guess it's named after the newspaper. It's a lot of big tellies. Not quite so impressive in the day. I'm gonna have to come back here in the evening, I think. Weird, they actually do have holes in the ground or pipes with like steam or smoke coming out of them, like they do in the films. I thought that was just added for effect, but that is a real thing.
I since found out that the vents you see everywhere with the water vapour coming out of them are actually the exhaust vents from a steam mains system. So where we're used to having electricity mains and water mains, they also have a steam main for heating, cooling and other industrial activities to buildings all across Manhattan.
Times Square is less of a square and more of a road by the look of it. So it kind of runs from there back down to here. That's more the classic scene that I've seen in other people's pictures. And I think to the left, that's Broadway. even though there's loads of Broadways in New York, but the Broadway I think is down there. And there's a lot of these on these side ones. Oh look, there's the Lion King there. A lot of these side ones they call off-Broadway or even off-Broadway when they're not like, I think it's to do with how many people they can seat. But a Mickey Mouse head just came flying over and is lying in the road for some reason. Oh, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse are having a row. King Kong's back. I thought they got rid of him once before. Well, being that the Ben's Shed channel is predominantly automotive based, it'd be rude to come to New York and not visit Ferrari of New York. So here we are. Oh, look at that. Nice bit of automotive art there. Once we're here to go in and have a look, I don't know, they look a bit scary in there. Yeah, no, I think they're prospective buyers, they're letting in, not the likes of me. Photobombing this dude. Not very up on modern Ferraris, model numbers and stuff. But I know I like them. What's that? SF90 Stradale. Very nice indeed. Not the kind of car you'd want to be driving around here though. For all you Home Alone fans out there it is. The Plaza Hotel, where Kevin stays in number 2? Yeah, number 2. We're going to try and go in. I don't know if they'll let me, but let's do a bit of jaywalking first. Go and have a look inside. See if we can find Tim Curry.
Have a lovely day.
Look at this. Don't really recognise the inside. Very nice though. There he is, look. You can buy the authentic Kevin woolly hats from the Plaza. Don't ask the price. This bit looks familiar. It must have been changed around in there. A complimentary cheese pizza.
Beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Mr. McAllister, here's your very own cheese pizza.
Well, here we are in the next New York landmark, Central Park, and more specifically the arch where Harry and Marv were covered in birdseed and arrested and attacked by pigeons. But it's probably not the arch from the film, because I think there's a few like it, but we'll just assume that it is. What a crazy view that is, standing in what feels like the middle of the woods, looking up at all that. Unbelievable. Quite hard to take in, but yeah, stunning. So we're going to walk. I've just been to the Plaza, which is on the southeastern side of Central Park, and we're going to walk through the park for a bit and come out part way up on the western side of the park to come out near another semi-famous filming location. So we're going to have a look at that and see if I can recognize any of it. But look at this, it's unbelievable. Why don't all cities have this? Stunning. Here we are, the quintessential all-American pastime, baseball. Watch a little bit for a minute. Well, that ticks that box. That's all of that I want to see. Right, prize goes to whoever guesses what that building is. If I said there is no Dana, only Zool, would that give it away? Nope, it's Ghostbusters. That's where Sigourney Weaver apartment is, and the building that ends up, I think the roof gets blown off when they finally meet the evil god Zool, and the Marshmallow Man comes wandering up this street. I guess it's from that direction, but Yeah, I'll be honest, I had to Google it, but now that I know that's the one, it does look familiar, especially the roof. 72nd Street subway station. And dark and dingy a place it is too. Looks very familiar actually from films. I guess they're all pretty much the same, but it's a bit like the one where Crocodile Dundee beats up a couple of dudes.
Thank you. Suddenly fired. You know who that was? Clint Eastwood. Yes, very tall. Clint Eastwood.
Right, just gonna hop a quick stop up to 92nd Street for one more film location for the day, and then gonna head over to then on up to Harlem for a bit of a look round, and then across to the Bronx. Go and get something nice and cold to drink. Yeah, look, this is classic style. That's the sound of inevitability, Mr. Anderson. The sound of your death.
Hear that, Mr. Anderson? That is the sound of inevitability. It is the sound of your death.
Well, here it is. 51 West 95th Street. And so I'm reliably informed by Google, this is the house where Kevin McAllister's auntie and uncle live or own in the film. They don't live there because it's under construction, and would you believe it, it's due another renovation. Mind you, I suppose it's had 40 years worth of abuse since then, but I don't recognize it from the film at all. It looks a lot smaller, but the front and the steps and stuff look pretty similar. But yeah, what a place. Hallowed ground. This is where Marv and Harry get a battering from the rooftop and take a brick to the face. And I'm now in sunny Harlem. It's an area of New York. This would be classed as uptown. Place I learned the name of from the 1995 film Die Hard with a Vengeance, the third installment, where Bruce Willis gets dropped off with a sign on his chest and has to walk the streets and gets attacked by a gang. And ever since then I always thought, oh, that's not a place I'd like to go. But apparently it was well, it wasn't even filmed in Harlem, but it was grossly exaggerated as to what Harlem is like, and apparently it's not such a scary place at all, so I thought I'd come and check it out. I don't know really where I'm heading, but apparently they have real good street food up here and nice bars and stuff like that, so I'll have a wander around. And I'm heading in the direction of the Bronx to go to the Bronx Brewery, because that's meant to be good. So I think if I walk in the direction of a subway station that'll get me to the Bronx, then see what we see along the way. So we'll have to consult the map. So that's where we are in central Harlem. Yeah, so if I walk across that area there to 125th Street, then that'll take us up over the East River to the Bronx. Oh sweet, E53. Look at that, what a peach. Thank you very much. Thank you. Look at that. That's as authentic as it gets. Some kind of mango thing. Oh shit, it's good. Oh damn. Oh, that's what I needed. Fuck, that's refreshing. Well, this is the place to come people watching for sure. Wow, what a collection. Well, I'm not sure what else is really around this area. So short of just wandering around aimlessly, I think I'll jump back on the metro, head over to the Bronx, and go and get a nice cool beer, because it's been a long, hot day. It's like a nice bit of breeze, which has been a lifesaver, to be honest, but it's still flipping warm. But yeah, let's go and see if I can get a nice cold beer. Just got off the train at Cypress Avenue, and so we're now officially in another well-known area of New York called the Bronx.
Cardi B and I'm from the Bronx.
Don't know anything about it, except apparently there's a good brewery here. So that's where we're headed. It's a good bridge. Let's do it.
So I went over to the Bronx Brewery and sampled a few of their IPAs, obviously because they didn't have any stout. But nevertheless, it was all nice stuff, pretty strong too, which did the job. I met some sound people in there, including a couple of brothers whose names I forget, but they were Bronx born and bred, and they gave me some really good pointers for local stuff to do and food to eat and what to ask for and whatnot. The barman, Isaac, he was also a nice guy, and he gave me a fully stamped up loyalty card for a free beer on a return visit, and a free baseball hat as well, so it was a good trip. But I probably left it a little bit late, so it was dark by the time I left there, but although it looks a bit spooky on the video, I didn't feel intimidated at all, didn't see any dodgy people or anything like that. So anyway, I headed back in the direction of Times Square to catch the lights at night.
Okay, I think we've got time to squeeze in another one before bed. Grand Central Rail Terminal. This bit's pretty nice. Here we go. This is where Alex the Lion gets shot in Madagascar.
Grand Central Station. It's grand and it's central.
Oh yeah, shit. Woo. Italy, the high. Well, this is disappointing. We're in the home of McDonald's, and the milkshake isn't an option as a drink on a meal. It's a dessert. What is that about? Frozen Coca-Cola? What? Well, I can't come to the home of McDonald's and not try one. It's a bit of a holiday tradition for me, trying a McDonald's in different countries, so I felt compelled to do the same thing in New York. And thus far, I've got to say, I'm pretty disappointed. The large chips maybe fractionally bigger than at home. Other differences: the drinks come in clear plastic cups, which is okay, but a bit weird. So the biggest disappointment is that a milkshake over here is considered a dessert, not a drink with a meal. And look at it, it's got like cream on the top. It's not a McDonald's milkshake. I don't know what that is, but it's not cool. Just weird.
That shit ain't right.
And also there's pictures of chips in the chip box. We don't have that. The bag's the same. Hell of a bitches at the burger. I forget what I ordered. Some special double quarter pounder with cheese. It's in a cardboard box, which is nice. It's no bigger than at home. People always tell me that McDonald's in America is a massive, and it's just not true. This is a large. Where's the super size? That's what I want to know. Okay, well, the burger, pretty much like home with a bit of extra mayo-y sauce on it. It's like a deluxe quarter pounder. Chips, exactly the same as at home. Lemonade tastes weird, but it's refreshing and cold at this temperature. Let's give the milkshake a whirl. Not as thick as at home. It's chocolatey, tastes similar, but it's just not the same. But it'll do in lieu of anything else. Well, Times Square is certainly more of a impressive thing at night, that's for sure. though it's still not really a square. What is this dude doing?
Well, that was it for day one. I got the bus back at about 11:30 and got back to my accommodation just before midnight. I was quite excited for the following day as I couldn't wait to get back to Manhattan and start using my pass on some of the big attractions. So keep an eye out for the next video to see what I got up to on day 2. Thanks for watching.